So this is a topic that I've wanted to talk about for a while in a video, and I think I've done it on some live streams, and we may have even talked about it on Twitter at one point. But it's really confusing to me why people have this weird age thing going on. And the reason why I'm making this video is because I've seen a lot of it over the last few days, and most recently it had to do with Pokimane posting a picture. So she posted this up on her Twitter, and I seen it on my feed. I didn't really interact with it or really think too much about it until I saw that she actually responded to some of the comments to it. She said, "I got a weird influx of weirdos commenting on my age, lol. To be honest, I find it so dumb. At 28, I'm the happiest, richest, most knowledgeable, and self-assured I've ever been, and that only becomes more true with every year that passes. Although I don't care about the comments, I do worry about the impact it has on other girls and women who see this type of harassment. And to them, I want to reassure you that life only gets better. Growing older will not make you miserable, but living your life trying to appease random shitty people definitely will." And she's completely right. Most of the people on Twitter are basement dwellers. They're sitting there in 2-week-old sweatpants that haven't been washed, chips all stuck in them, maybe a couple Twinkie stains. They're just not the type of people that you should care what they think, but at the same time, it seems like there's so many of them that sometimes it has to be addressed. And so I dove into the comments to kind of get an idea of what it was that she was responding to, and it was exactly what I had anticipated it would be. You're 42 years old. You're 30. 40-year-old woman, by the way, you aren't a little girl anymore. Bro's pushing 40. You're old. 30 years old, by the way. And I just don't really understand these comments. It's this weird new mentality that I've noticed over the past couple of years on Twitter and on other social media as well, where it's like as soon as you turn 25, you're pushing 30. As soon as you're 30, you're pushing 40. And once you reach any of these ages, you're not allowed to have fun anymore. And I see it with all sorts of streamers and creators, from Pokimane. I see it with Silky on FaZe. I see it with Your Rage once in a while. Like, obviously their communities support them and they just joke around and it's all fun and games, but there's legitimately people out there who might see Your Rage get up and dance on a stream and be like, "Bro, you're 30. Why are you dancing?" Since when is there an age limit to having fun and dancing? Since when is there an age limit to living your life? It's like as soon as you get anywhere near 30, you're not allowed to live anymore. You can't joke anymore. You can't go out and do anything with your friends. You can't dance. You're supposed to just sit around, drink coffee, read the newspaper, and raise kids. That's it. If you do anything outside of that, you're suddenly weird. And I can't understand that. I've also noticed that FaZe Banks responded to it at one point back in December of 2024 when he said, "Fools think you turn 30 and all of a sudden you're supposed to have no sense of humor, enjoy nothing, stop dreaming, act serious all the time, speak proper, dress like shit, F0 hoes, not rip 2CB, not listen to Netspender 2 Hollis. Y'all feel free to die at 30. Nope, not me." And just a day ago, Dante responded to somebody talking about the same thing. Kimmy D said, "Some of y'all have got to learn to think for yourselves. All these comments on anyone near or over 30 are so odd. I don't think me nor anyone I knew grew up attacking older people. Like, bitch, almost everything you use is made by someone in their 25 to 30 plus. Y'all are weird." And Dante said, "Nah, on the internet you age quicker according to them. At 30, you're supposed to already be 10 years into your career, married with 3 kids, 2 cars, and back problems." And I assume everybody knows that he was being sarcastic, but in case you didn't know, now you know. But this is something that I've seen so much, and it blows my mind. And I find it weird for multiple reasons. Like, one, as a kid, you're told to just live your life. Don't worry what other people think. Enjoy yourself. You know, like, do everything you want to do. Never stop dreaming. But then as soon as you turn 25, people are like, "Bro, you pushing 30. You can't chase dreams anymore. You can't chase goals. You can't dance. You can't do anything. You might be able to turn on a soap opera." But honestly, I'm not even sure about that. That might be pushing the limits. And I just don't really get this. Like, when I was a little bit younger, I don't remember ever looking at people and being like, "You're limited because you're this age. You can't do this. You can't do that. You cannot have fun anymore. You're supposed to just be bored the rest of your life." Like, think about that. For the most part, we live on average to like our 70s, almost 80 years old. So by the time you're 25, which is not even halfway through life, you're supposed to just give up on everything. You're not supposed to live anymore. You're too old. You can't take close-up selfie pictures. You can't go out and have fun with your friends. You can't play video games. You can't try to stream. You can't make content. Like, you cannot live life. You're supposed to fit this weird mold that people have suddenly had for you, and I don't really know where it comes from, because it comes from a younger generation that doesn't even know what it's like to be 25 or 30. And it's going to be crazy for them once they get to that age and they realize shit doesn't really change. Like, if you're funny and goofy and you like to dance and do dumb things around 20 years old, When you reach 30, unless some crazy life thing happened to you that just drained your energy and just made you bitter and not happy, you're going to be the same person at 30 and the same person at 40 and the same person at 50. You're going to want to do all these things that you've always done, and you're going to have fun, and you're not going to want people to tell you that you can't do it just because you hit 30. It's just so weird that this is this new mentality online. And I've seen a lot of dumb shit online, but this has got to be up there with some of the dumbest. And I don't care about the whole calling people unk thing. I think that's actually funny, but it is kind of odd that people that are 23 are calling people who are 28 unk. It's like y'all was basically in the same high school if y'all went to school together. One was in 9th grade, one was in 12th, and somehow that's unk. It just, that shit don't make any sense. But the unk thing I find funny. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's more so actually meaning it and saying that these people can't do certain things because of their age, when that's just, I promise you, I cannot wait until this generation that's doing it gets to that age and realizes it's not what you thought it was. Plus, you also have to consider, we didn't have a lot of the shit back then that we have now. So a lot of people that were younger and grew up without social media, without all this stuff, and they're having fun now in their life, and they're taking selfies, and they're engaging in this new life that we've kind of created technologically over the years. Like, it's normal. And to think that you're doing it now, you're doing selfies, you're doing TikToks, you're doing all this shit, but when you hit 30, you're just gonna put all that away. You're just gonna hang the phone up like a basketball player hangs his jersey up when he retires. Like, stop lying to yourself. You're not gonna do that. Y'all are gonna be 50 years old making TikToks or whatever app that there is at that time, and you just don't realize it yet. So I don't know. I just saw this and I wanted to talk about it. Like, it doesn't really bother me, but it's just funny because I see it over and over and over and over, and it doesn't really make any sense. Like, you should be thankful to get to 30, to get to 40, to get to 50. As humans, we're fragile. I know we like to think we're invincible when we're younger, but we're not. You can die very easily. You see this all the time. So when you get there, be thankful that you got there and enjoy it, embrace it, live your life. If anything, once you hit 30, 40, 50, you should live your life even more, because you are really getting towards the end of it, right? Like, some people might pass away in their 50s, in their 60s, in their 70s. So once you get down to only having 20, 30 plus years left, like, you should go all out, do all the crazy shit. Does that not make more sense? I mean, at least to me it does. I don't know. Y'all let me know what you think down below. I just wanted to talk about this really quick. Shout out to Pokimane. Low-key wifey, you know what I'm saying? A little bit of love there. But yeah, let me know what you think, and I will catch you in the next one, homies.